Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the FPL Duo. I'm Huss. I'm joined by Jordan, and we are the FPL Duo. This is the FPL Game Week 38 transfer tips video. The season is coming to a close. This is the last transfer tips video of the season, so very exciting. So, obviously, last one. We'll get into it in a bit. But how's everything with you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Not too bad. Got a big game tonight, Liverpool versus Southampton. Very exciting
Yeah,
fixture.
yeah. Obviously, Game Week 37 is still on the go. Liverpool are playing in 45 minutes, and Liverpool have just released a crazy lineup where Salah's obviously not in the team, Van Dijk's not in the team, Trent's left as well back at home. Mane's not even in the squad, so a lot of rotation from Liverpool. But as we expected, Liverpool are they just played 72 hours ago at Wembley, played 120 minutes in that hot weather, so I wasn't expecting them guys to play again today. So yeah, watch out for that game. It could be a good one. But yeah, let's get into the video now. This is the transfer tips video for Game Week 38. So let's get into it. We're gonna have recommend you 8 players, 2 players you should buy, 2 players you sell, 2 players you should hold, and 2 players you should ignore. So as you guys know, drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you're new. So yeah, let's get into it. So Um, the first player that we recommend you buy for Game Week 38 is Jared Bowen. Now, um, why Jared Bowen? I think he could be a decent differential, especially after his performance against Manchester City on the weekend when he scored 2 goals. You see his stats. He's on 12 goals for the season, also 10 assists. He's at 78 shots. 6.8 million. So most people should be able to bring him into their team. He does have a Brighton fixture left, so he has Brighton on the final game of the season, and it is a away fixture. But Brighton are sort of on the beach. West Ham, maybe they can try still finish above Man United if that's still possible. But yeah, I think Bowen is still a good pick, guys. I think not many people will have him in their team. I think now he will be a bit more transferred in, especially after his performance against Man City. But yeah, he's one I think for that 6-7 million price tag. If you're looking for a player to take a punt on, I think Bowen is one that could do some damage in the final game week against Brighton. He's on form, and yeah, he looks very good to us, and he's one we'll be looking at. What do you take on Bowen anyway, Jordan?
Yeah, Bowen's been pretty much been going on underneath the radar recently, especially with his 2 goals he scored in his previous match. With his low-ish ownership as well, he's definitely a good buy player for the final game week
Mm-hmm.
against Brighton because he can still possibly get more goals in that game just to finish off this season.
Yeah,
He's had a very great season, like statistically.
yeah. You look at his XG as well. 0.4, which is pretty good, and then his expected assists are also 0.18, so not bad there. Um, and yeah, West Ham and Brighton don't have much to play for, but West Ham are still, I think, can West Ham still finish above Man United in the league? I think they can.
I think it's possible if Man United will lose against Crystal Palace and West Ham win against
Yeah, so
Brighton.
West Ham still can get Europa League football if Man United lose that final game. So there's still something sort of to play for West Ham, hoping that Man United slip up. So yeah, Bowen's a good pick, and he's one. If you're looking for a West Ham player, um, then I recommend you bring in Bowen over anyone else. So yeah, he's the first buy player for this game week. So let's move on to now the second player we'll recommend on our list for game week 38, and that is Son. Now, obviously, Son maybe seemed as a very easy, boring pick. It's quite an obvious pick, but we will come on to ourselves later. But as you guys know, Salah did pick up a slight knock in the FA Cup game against Chelsea. He went off after 38 minutes. I think he felt something on his groin. It's not serious, but he could be rested now to the end of the season because Liverpool have a Champions League game or Champions League final in about 10 days or so. So next Saturday, I think that's Salah's focus. That will be Liverpool's key to make sure he's fit for that game. So you could sell Salah. And if you are selling Salah, I think there's only one player you have to, consider. If you don't have him, I think Son is an easy switch from Salah, to afford it. He's at 11.1 million now. Son is also having a great season, 21 goals, just one behind Salah in the league, 7 assists. His numbers are decent as well, 0.44 expected goals per 90. So yeah, if you have Salah, he's a slight risk for that game week 38, I think. But he also could play in that game because his injury wasn't serious, and maybe Liverpool do give him some minutes and bring him off early just so he's back into the groove of playing just before the Champions League final, so he doesn't go cold into that game. So Son, if you are considering selling Salah, I think Son is the obvious move. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I think Son is pretty much the obvious move, moving on from Salah to someone else. I mean, some people could opt for, because this is in contention, but also Kevin De Bruyne is also in contention with Son as a switch from Salah. But I think Son is probably the more favourable person just because of how much form he is currently on, despite his blank in this game week. But before the hand, he scored in Arsenal game, he scored in the Liverpool game, scored hugely in the Leicester game in game week 35. So he's been getting quite good numbers in terms of hauliges for points, and obviously he's one goal behind Salah as well. So he is in contention for the Golden Boot, which he'll probably want to get over Salah, especially now Salah is injured, well, not precautionary injury, and he's more focused on the Champions League. It gives some more opportunity to get the Golden Boot.
And also you look at his fixture, I'd say Tottenham probably have the easiest game. In Norwich away, you'd expect them to beat Norwich. They need to get a win or a draw. Obviously, Arsenal dropped points yesterday, so if Spurs win or draw against Norwich, they will have Champions League football. So Spurs still have something to play for in that final game. So Norwich looks like a great fixture, and Son and Kane, I would be mind doubling up on both of them because I think that could be a big scoreline in that final game week. So yeah, Son is the second player that you recommend you buying. But yeah, let's get into some comments very quickly. We've got Ken who says Bones on fire. Yep, great performance from him against City on the weekend. But yeah, what a season he's had. Werner also saying, will you upload during the off season and what? We will make a couple of videos during the off season when the season ends. We'll probably do something like, when the transfer window happens and there's players that move around, we'll probably do a video on any exciting signings, who we think we should get in. So we'll rate the transfers, what happens in the summer window. But yeah, we'll do a couple of videos, not as regular as we are currently, every 3-4 videos every week we're doing currently. But we'll do some videos regarding transfers and then even, drafts. When the game comes out again, I think in June, the game will release again. And maybe we'll look at price reveals and all that. But if you have any ideas for videos that you want us to do, anything specific, drop them in the comments and I will try our best to answer them. I'll jot them down and I'll let you guys know what we do. Linesh says Klopp has just activated that free hit button. Yeah, that's I think that's 9 changes for Liverpool tonight from the game against Chelsea. So pretty much a completely new team. I think only Alisson and Konate start from that game against Chelsea in the final. So yeah, Klopp, he seemed like he had a third free hit somehow. But yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a good game, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure about that game anymore. I think Liverpool could find it a bit tough against Southampton, especially with all the changes. But let's see. But yeah, let's move on to the players that we recommend that you guys should sell this week. And the first player is Mo Salah. Now, I actually think he could play against Wolves in that final game. I know he's injured currently, and most people will be tempted to sell him. But if you do hold on to him, he could be a decent differential. Because most people are going to get rid of him. He's injured now, and I think if everyone gets rid of him, then yeah, he could be a decent differential against Wolves at Anfield. If Liverpool win tonight, maybe Salah plays that game because will Klopp want to put him into the Champions League game without any minutes in his legs? Maybe he gives him a half or an hour in that Wolves game and takes him off. So yeah, Salah is a sell. Especially if Liverpool lose or draw tonight. If Liverpool drop points, I'll definitely sell Salah. If they win, there is that potential that Salah could play 45 to 60 minutes in that in that final game against Wolves, and that will make it a bit more interesting. But yeah, Salah obviously he's also had a good season. 22 goals. His numbers, expected goals, is still ridiculous at 0.76. But as we know, he has had a slight dip recently. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much on that. But he is probably a sell. And if I was selling him, I think Son is the obvious move. If not, if you got Son, you maybe get Kevin De Bruyne in as well. Or maybe sell Salah, bring a cheap midfielder in and go to Harry Kane up top and double up on Spurs. What would you make of that, Jordan? Your views on Salah?
Yeah, in a way, it gives more money gives more money to be shared around the other positions other than midfield, I guess. Like as you said, if you wanted to get a cheap midfield and bring in a premium
Yeah, like
forward
a
like
Harry
Harry
Kane,
Kane,
Lukaku.
especially or Vardy, especially if you have the budget now that you will have Salah removed from your team because he is expensive, 13.2 mil. It does give you a lot of room to smash the money about. And also, we don't know if he's definitely going to play 90 minutes or minutes at all in the Wolves game. And in comparison to Son's fixture, which is Norwich as well, it is a better fixture as well compared to Liverpool.
Yeah, true. So yeah, I think Son and Kane, you could sell Salah and try get both the Spurs guys in. If you have one, double up on them because Norwich looks like a great game. I'll be honest. So it's something I'm considering as well. I do have Salah in my team, but he could go this week. So watch out on Sunday for the deadline stream. And also, guys, we have a couple plans for the final game week. We'll let you know later on during the stream. But yeah, got a comment here from Nanjay. Welcome to the stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. He says, keep you up, guys. Love the content. Thank you for that. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. But yeah, Salah is the first sell on our list. And now the second player that we recommend you should sell could be a bit controversial. I don't really know actually, but it's Coutinho because, you look at Coutinho, he plays Man City away at the Etihad, which is a tough game in itself. Plus, he hasn't been playing great recently in terms of goals or assists. I don't think he's got any attacking return since about game week 29. Correct me if I'm wrong.
28.
Yeah, game week 28, no attacking returns. So, is he going to get something against Man City? As a Liverpool fan, I hope he scores a goal or whatever, but I very much doubt it. And I think he's one. We've held on to him in game week 37. He had a double. Maybe he does something in that Burnley game on Thursday, but after that, I'd probably look to get rid of him and bring in someone else like a Bowen, like a Mason Mount, even a Kai Havertz, potentially some of the Chelsea guys who's got Watford on the final day. So Coutinho would be a sell. 4 goals, 3 assists. He had a good spell when he first joined. I think Villa have been struggling recently, so he's one that would I'd probably get rid of if I had him. Would you agree?
Well, because I have him in my team personally, I am tempted to keep him in because there might be something amazing that happened in that game. I don't know what will happen in that game, but something will involve Coutinho in it. And it's a split opinion with Coutinho against Man City because as Gerrard is a little ex-Liverpool player and Coutinho is an ex-Liverpool player, they will probably try their hardest, as well as Aston Villa altogether, to stop Man City from winning the title. So with that in mind, that passion of Liverpool inside those two players alone could sway the momentum from Man City onto.
Yeah, I hope you're right, but I can't see it honestly.
And also, Aston Villa have a better record away than they do at home as well. So it does bring some advantage to that. But again, it is split opinion. Some people will want to sell Coutinho because it's Man City and they think that's done. The title's done. But others will
I agree.
Hang on and see what happens.
The only reason I'd probably take Coutinho out is I'd be tempted to go with Mason Mount ahead of him. Because Mason Mount plays Watford, who have just been smashed 5-1 by Leicester. And Mason Mount's at a similar price, so it gives you the money to switch. That's the only reason. I do like Chelsea assets for this week. But yeah, let's move on now to the players that we recommend they should hold on to for game week 38. The first one is Marcus Alonso. Now, Marcus Alonso is a hold because he has Watford at home, which is also a good fixture. If you have Marcus Alonso, I don't think I'd be getting rid of him. Could get a clean sheet in that game. Could get a goal. He could get a couple of assists. Watford are now pretty much relegated, or they are relegated. So it could be a high scoring goal fest for Chelsea if they decide to turn it on. And I don't think any reason to remove him if you have him. So I just hope he plays. And I definitely look to keep him in. There's not many other. I think Chelsea probably have the best fixture or second best fixture behind Tottenham. They got Watford at home, so you'd expect Chelsea final home game of the season to give their fans something to shout about after the cup final loss against Liverpool, and maybe go out on a bit of a high and get the win. But yeah, Alonso, he's a hold. Would you agree?
Yeah, totally agree. If you have Alonso, hold on to him, because with the last fixture of Chelsea, Watford home, it's a great fixture for Alonso, as well as any other Chelsea assets you might have apart from him, just because of how Watford are at the moment. Like relegated, half their team is missing with injuries and illness still, so there's not really a full team that Watford can really play for in that last fixture. It's a home game for Chelsea as well, so they got the home advantage of the crowd, the fans, and with their last defeat as well, 5-1 Watford, it's going to be a very negative.
Yeah, Watford don't have much to play for anymore now. So even though Chelsea have secured Champions League football, but I think they'll want to win on their final home game.
Yeah.
But let's read some comments before we move on. Nanjay says 25 points behind first place in my mini league. Can I catch him? It's quite a decent swing. You need to get your captain pick right. Well, that's for sure. And you need to hope he gets his captain pick wrong, I'd say. So I think it will come down to if you get the right captain, maybe have one or two differentials in your team as well. Maybe like we should make a video on differentials as well. Maybe we'll speak about differentials at the end of this video if we still have time left. So
Yeah.
Ken says looks like FPL Phillips is going to win the mini league. Oh yeah, I checked the mini league actually today, and it does look like FPL Phillips is going to win. I think he's about 30 points clear of second place. So yeah, fair enough to him. I think he let us know what your rank is. If he does watch, I assume he does. If you're in the chat or whatever, let us know what your actual rank is. And yeah, it'll be interesting to know. But fair play. Let's move on to the next player on our list, and that is Trent. Now, obviously, the news has come out today that with Liverpool's lineup, that Trent is been completely left out from the team. He's not even on the bench, which could mean that he's fresh for that game against Wolves. And most likely, I'd assume he'd play. I know they've got a Champions League final on Saturday, but I think he'd come back into the team just to get him some minutes in his legs again. So he's ready for that game against Real Madrid. And he could be a good player to have. Obviously, he's still very highly owned. A lot of people will be tempted to get rid of him, I think, especially after today, maybe worried about rotation or if Joe Gomez plays ahead of him in the last game. But if I had Trent, I still probably side with holding him because I think that Wolves game could still be a good. I think a good Liverpool team could line up against Wolves. I wouldn't be surprised if Salah comes back in, Trent comes back in, and they play 45 minutes, 60 minutes. So yeah, I'd probably hold on to Trent as well. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think hold on Trent is a good idea, because he probably needs to rest from after that 120-minute game Liverpool played against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. It did look like a lot of Liverpool players were drained to the brim from that game, and I think Trent was one of those players. So it's good to have him rested and then fully energetic for the Wolves home fixture, which he may not play the full 90, but you never know. He could, and it depends how well Liverpool play against Wolves. They could probably do well, and then Trent gets subbed off, so he's ready for the Champions League. But I think he's definitely hold to see what he does against Wolves.
Yeah, because also Wolves have been poor lately themselves. They've been struggling a lot. I think they've just drew 1-1 in their last game against Norwich. So if Liverpool play any half decent team against against Wolves, then you could expect a high scoring game. It's also a home game, Anfield, final day of the season, and you'd expect Liverpool to go, win the last game of the season, just go out on a bit of a high. They have a Champions League final a week later. I think, like I said, Linesh comments here, says, I think it will be a full team for Liverpool, last home game momentum and for momentum as well. I agree with that. I think today is the day where they're going to completely rest their players, as you've seen with the lineup. But then Wolves, I think they'll go quite strong. Maybe no Van Dijk. Other than that, I think they'll play something similar to the team that will start against Real Madrid, in my opinion. So I'd hold on to Trent, I think. So yeah, let's move on now to the other players that we'll recommend on our list that you should ignore. And surprise, surprise, it's Man United players. We just put, it's hard to do and ignore, I guess, for this week because it's the final game week of the season. Anything can happen in these last games. A lot of teams are on the beach, not much to play for. So, we'll put Fernandes in there purely because, why not? I think Man United have been pretty bad this season. And it looks like they got Palace. Not Palace ain't got much to play for either, but yeah, we're not going to go talk about this one too much. I think Man United, as we all know, they've struggled this year, and they're probably a team that would ignore completely for Game Week 38. So yeah, Fernandes is the ignore on that list, and Ronaldo is also ignore. It's not a troll, but yeah, we just thought we couldn't think of who to ignore for this week, so we thought who's the team that would completely ignore, and we went with Man United. Yes, they got Palace, and this could come back to actually. Well, Jordan, you kind of picked both of them, so
Yeah.
it could come back to haunt you. Obviously, you're a Man United fan anyway, but yeah, would probably ignore United assets, especially those two for that price. I think you'd rather go for Kane, you'd rather go for Son, even Kevin De Bruyne.
Comparatively, it's better.
Even though on paper you'd think Palace could be a decent fixture, but I think a lot of their players have now checked out. But yeah, so those are the ignores. You should know Ronaldo's going to go get a hat trick now, isn't he? But yeah. So those are the players, guys, off the top. Buy Bowen and Son. You should sell Salah and Coutinho. Alonso and Trent are holds, and Fernandes and Bruno probably ignore. So yeah, those are the players, guys. Let us know what you think of our selections. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the stream, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, share the video also on your socials. I think we just hit 200 subs, so thanks for everyone that has supported our channel so far. We have a lot more content to come, obviously, next season. So yeah, do tune in for that. Also, before we do wrap the stream up, we are going to talk about differentials very quickly because I think we won't do another video before team selection probably. So let's do a differentials little segment. Is there any differentials this week that stand out for you for Game Week 38? Because I had one in mind, and that was Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz at Liverpool is a decent differential because I think he's on the bench today. I think we'll get some minutes against Wolves, and I think he looks like a very good differential for me in the last game week. Would you agree? Is there anyone else that you like the look of?
I do definitely agree with Luis Diaz for sure, because even when he's on the bench, he comes on and gets a return now, either an assist or a goal. So he's definitely a player to keep an eye on for the last game week. If you want to bring in the differential player, Luis Diaz is a proper firm chosen option.
Yeah, as well as Luis Diaz, let's move on to a couple more. Just throw some names. Linesh also says we've got Lukaku, might be one. I agree with that. I think Lukaku is a good differential. Mason Mount, potentially. Havertz, if he's back from injury.
Even Jamie Vardy. I think I heard some people say rumours that Jamie Vardy will start in the last fixture.
Jamie Vardy, yep. That could be decent as well. Yeah, that's what Ken says, Mount v Watford. I agree with Mount v Watford as well because, very good fixture for Mount. And, Mount could. No, he's not that highly owned now, is he? I would say.
No, he's like 10%, I think, owned. Something
Yeah.
like
So
that.
those are the. I think Chelsea assets could be decent if you pick the right one this week. Tottenham assets potentially like someone like a wing back, maybe Emerson Royale. Would you think?
Or Sessignon.
Sessegnon, Tony at Brentford could be decent as well.
Yeah, they looked really good in the Everton game, even though they did lose 3-2. They did play against them or try to win. Actually, did they win?
Who, no, Brentford? Yeah, they beat Everton 3-2.
Yeah, they did. Oh, yeah, they played very well in that game.
Yeah, I'd say those players, even Bowen, as we mentioned, will be a bit of a differential at that your rank. So, yeah, Lukaku, Bowen,
Bruno
one
Gomes.
of the Spurs fullbacks, Emerson Royale, or who's the other guy on the other side left? Sessegnon. I think Sessegnon could be decent actually at his price. I think he's 4.3 million, so he could be okay. And I like the look of Mount against Watford, as Ken has said. And also, Lukaku, I think could be a good shout. If you want to sell Salah, maybe take a little punt on Lukaku. Could be decent. And have I left anyone out? Luis Diaz, obviously, we mentioned him.
There is a new one because obviously what happened last night in the Arsenal game. Bruno Gomes could be the most differential player because he's only 2% owned.
Yeah, Bruno Gomes could be okay. I think he's got who's he got in the final week?
They got Burnley away, Newcastle.
Burnley away. Okay, that's a big game as well for Burnley. So not bad. Do I keep all three of my Chelsea players going into last game week? Mount, Alonso. I'd definitely keep Mount and Alonso. Kai, I think he means Qgvfzs. Kai Havertz is a risk because obviously if he's injured, I'm not sure if he still is. I'll probably get rid of him.
He is flagged still for a hamstring injury, and there's a 50% chance of playing.
Yeah, probably get rid of Kai and definitely keep Mount. Alonso as well. I'll probably keep him as well. I wouldn't take too many hits, guys, as well. Obviously, you can take more hits this game week, but I just think the last game week, don't want to take too many hits. That's the way I'd probably be playing it. I'll probably do 1 or 2 transfers. I've got 1 free transfer. I might take a -4, but that would probably be it for me. But yeah, guys, anyone that's just joined, don't forget to like the video, smash the like button, and subscribe if you're new. Also, guys, comment below. We were thinking to do like a watch along stream on a Sunday for all the games. So we're gonna do when the kickoff 2 o'clock, is it? 4 o'clock. So all the games are played at the same time on Sunday at 4 o'clock. So our plan was to basically do a watch along. If you guys would be interested in something like that, let us know in the chat. We might do one. Let's see. Probably be a bit of fun. So and watch the game together, innit? So we'll see what happens with that. And we'll be back on Thursday, I think.
Thursday.
Probably Thursday we'll be back for a not transfer tips, for a team selection. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. Thursday is the team selection video, and then Sunday is the deadline stream at. When is the deadline for this week? Actually, I haven't checked.
I think didn't we say it was 1:30 on a Sunday?
Yeah, it ends at 2:30. We'll go live at 1:30. So 2:30, and then after that we might do a little watch along and just check all the games together. So the
final day.
That's the plan. And then obviously there's no knee jerk because obviously end of the season. We'll do like an end of season stream probably, just to talk about our rank and how the FPL season's turned out and whatnot. But that's it from us. Obviously, Liverpool play in 15 minutes. We're both going to watch that game. So we're going to wrap the stream up here. Ken says cheers as always, guys. Yeah, cheers to you, mate. Thank you for your support. And guys, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone who dropped a comment, who dropped a like. We'll see you again on Thursday probably. So that's it from us. Have a good one. And we'll speak soon. Take care.
Yeah, see you guys. See you Thursday.